Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake.
What up, everybody? OGP back with you on a Saturday night, 10 p.m. or a couple minutes after 10 p.m. talking Scream. And I do want to note this right off the bat. I'm going to save the spoilers for at least the first 5 minutes of the video. I do want to let you all know, if you want to be in this Monday's eMag giveaway for a video, this will be where you will enter to do that. I got to get a little more light on myself. It's a little bit dark over here. It's a little bit dark. Let me turn the light on. Oh, you can see me a little bit better now. But yes, we are talking Scream 6. I just got out of the theater at 9 o'clock tonight, and we'll talk about that. We'll really dive into that in just a moment. But for right now, if you want to be entered in the video entry for the eMag on Monday, what you want to do is comment down below. And if you're watching this live, you have to wait until this video is over to make that comment. But once this video is over, or if you're watching the replay, right down below, comment whether you liked Scream 6, did not like it, were impartial, maybe don't want to see it, want to see it, just your thoughts on Scream 6. No spoilers. All I want to know is liked it, didn't like it. Don't say anything else about it, please, because I don't want to have spoilers out there for the public. If they click on this video and they're here after 5 minutes, they're on their own. But I don't want to spoil it in the comments. So please, just if you liked it, didn't like it, want to see it, don't want to see it, whatever your thoughts are, down below with, of course, the hashtag eMag. And that will be where I will do the drawing, the randomizer on Monday, to find out who will be that one of the two winners that we're going to have this coming Monday on the eMag show. So with that, that being said, let's talk Scream. My initial reaction, I got out of the theater and I was amped. I really liked this movie. After the last one, after Scream 5, I was so disappointed. Okay, Elika, yeah, if you have not watched it, don't stick around. For the next couple minutes, I'm just going to give kind of my thoughts on it, and then I will do a serious spoiler warning. But so don't stick around, but come back for the replay before Monday. You don't have to watch the video. You'll have the first few minutes. Click on this video and then just type in hashtag eMag. And then if you're going to see it or whatever, but make sure you get your hashtag eMag in for this Monday's video. You can click on this video tomorrow for the replay, and then put your hashtag eMag down there to get your entry. But don't stick around. In just a couple minutes, I will give a steady, solid warning about when I'm going to do spoilers. But I do just want to say at this point, I loved it. I thought it was great. My initial reaction walking out of the theater was on a 1 to 10, after digesting it for 1 hour now, on a 1 to 10, I'm giving this an 8. But I'll get more into that when there's spoilers. But I will say, so the older sister, Melissa Barrera, is the actress that plays that character, Sam, right? At the end of Scream 5, I wanted her dead. I could not stand her. She was a bad actress. Like her performance was bad. I could not stand that character. I felt differently at the end of this movie, and there's still some, in my opinion, two flaws with her acting in this movie. So I don't believe she's a great actress. So that's why I knock it down a rung. And there's one other, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, because most of us know this, but I do not want to say why I knocked it down one other point. I think it's common knowledge, but I'm going to wait for spoilers on that. So anyways, everybody, thanks for joining me. Hang tight for just a moment, then I'll give you my full thoughts on Scream. But I really, really, really enjoyed it. They totally redeemed themselves from Scream 5. This was great. I love this movie. Walking out, I'm very happy. I'm not mad that it was in New York. I liked the killers. I liked the settings, the different locations. I liked the amount of violence in the movie. And movies don't always have to be super violent. And maybe this was, maybe this wasn't, but for what this movie was, I thought they had a good mixture of the different elements of the dramatic scenes versus the violent scenes. The character development was good. They gave us real reasons to root for people or to question people like Scream movies do. So I really enjoyed it. I will say hello. I see comments there. Now, I did not get this today. I've had this thanks to my main man, Shadow Man. But you got the popcorn bucket right here, which, of course, is do you like scary movies on the back? And I have that. I did not get any of the other merch that came out this weekend because I didn't get to see it until today. The theater that I go to never has any merch. But as far as going for the cup and the other things, I wasn't really like, I didn't need to get that. This was the cool thing for me, and I got that. So they said I will never get it, and I get this. La 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 la. You will never get this, but I got this. So I was happy. I'm very happy to have that. That's good enough for me. But the movie was great. It was fun. The runtime is showing 2 hours and 2 minutes. It did not feel like it. I did not get up once to go use the restroom. I did not I went in with, for me, this is very unusual. No drinks, no snacks, nothing. I just went in, just sat down and watched the movie. Enjoyed every minute of it. The pacing was great. The story was great. The characters were great. I liked it, just everything about it, with just a couple very minor issues. But almost any movie you look at, you can find things to complain about. But this one, those were so minor that I can't even really. One of the issues I have, I can't even really remember. I just remember it happened. So I'll say hello to everybody, and then in just a moment here, we will get into spoilers, as we are now 8 minutes in. So everybody be warned, if you have not seen Scream 6, in just a minute after I say hello to everybody, we are going to get into spoilers. So here we go. Pimp Nasty, what's up? What's up? Michael McNally, what's going on? And you're the first year. Nice. Robert C, what up, homeboy? Hey, hope you've seen it. Hope you've seen this movie. Hopefully you can stick around and chat with us. Scream was tight. Nice. I agree. Pimp Nasty. Amanda Ortega, hello. What's up? How you doing? Anthony, how you doing? 728 subs. Nice. I will see Scream when it's on cable. EMAG. Okay. The EMAG, I appreciate the EMAGs here, but the EMAGs here do not, on the live chat, do not get you entered in the video. Wicked Network, what up, Wicked Network? You need to, on the replay, get the hashtag EMAG on there. So look for the replay tomorrow, or when it's showing after we're done being live, and you can comment the regular comments down below. That's where you got a hashtag EMAG, because those comment picker, like a randomizer, only grabs from there. Fluffy said it was killer. Fluffy Gamer, did you actually watch it, or are you kidding? Because it's very good. You really need to check it out. And so Elika, if you have not jumped off yet, I highly recommend you don't stick around any longer, Elika. Pimp Nasty Nancy, still what up to Fluff? Donovan's in the house. What up, Donovan? You saw the new Scream movie yesterday. Nice. Very cool. I loved it. I thought it was great. I hope you enjoyed it too. It was a fun one. Frank Kirch, what up? Brian Sanchez in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? And VML 3615. Yes, we talked about that. Merch. Yes, yes, yes. Jude Boyk, what's up? What's up? And let's see. Blackbeard's in the house. Oh, Rob. Hey, yeah, nope. Check it out. Yeah, I got the Franks and Deans shirt going on right here. Yeah. Got this from the good old Franks and Dean's Weenie Roast right there at the Double Down Saloon in Vegas. Yes, I saw it and loved it. Also saw 65. Did not like that. I've heard bad things about 65, Robert. I've heard bad things. And let's see here. You loved it too. Awesome. Glad to hear it, Donovan. Okay, so here we go. If you have not seen Scream, highly recommend you exit now. I highly recommend, because I'm going to talk about my thoughts, and I don't want to worry about spoilers. So here we go. As I said, I gave it an 8 out of 10. One, because there was a couple moments of suspect acting by Melissa Barrera. One scene where she's like, basically the character saying that, Sam and Tara, they're leaving because like stuff is hitting the fan again and they're out of here. So she's like, she says like, what are we are getting out of here. We are getting out of here. It's like she read the text right off of the script and said, we are getting out of here. People just don't talk like that. If she said, we're getting out of here, that fine, no problem. But she said, we are getting out of here. Like, people just don't talk like that. And so it could have been the director wanted it that way, but it just sounded stupid to me. People just don't talk like that. And there was another issue with Melissa Barrera's acting at some point where I was like, oh, cringe. For a movie like this, that was cringe acting. But I don't remember what that was, because that bad acting was overshadowed by such a good movie. And so, okay. And Jude, if you're not going to see Scream 6, then don't worry about it. Hang out with us and I'll fill you in. So Melissa Barrera's acting was part of my problem. And then the other part of the problem, and she's the lead. You just can't have a lead having like suspect acting. And then, because Melissa Barrera, remember, that's our replacement for Neve Campbell. That's, she came in Scream 5 and was, they were passing the torch over to Scream 6, or over to Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell were phasing them out. We're passing the torch. If you're passing the torch to Melissa Barrera, she cannot have suspect acting, and she does. So either that or the director failed. But yeah, there was just 2 points where I was like, ooh, acting not believable. So problems there. And then the other issue I had, which I think we all knew, there were some rumors going around, and this is why I did not want to mention this before announcing the spoiler alert, is that, yes, Neve Campbell did not appear in this movie. They mentioned Sydney a couple different times during the movie, and they paid homage to her, I think, properly. They say at one point, Gail Weathers says that Sydney is not coming. She's going away with her kids, and, to have the happy ending. So they did not kill Sydney off screen. So I like that. That leaves it open to Sydney coming back for Scream 7. Or not. We can follow these two girls, these two sisters, now into Scream 7. It was spoiler alert. We can follow them into Scream 7 with or without Sydney, with or without Gail Weathers. And then we have the return of, oh my goodness. And why am I drawing a blank on her name right now? The actress that came back, that we thought died in part 4. Tiki, what's up? Hey, Tiki, did you see Scream 6 yet? That's what we're talking. We're talking Scream 6, and we're doing spoilers, so be careful. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend not watching yet, because no no filters on the spoilers right here. So, but because of my poor memory with names, I am pulling up. Have not seen it. Have not seen it. Tiki, it is phenomenal. Scream 6 is amazing. It's so good. Highly recommend that you don't watch this video. I love having you here, but highly recommend you don't stick around because we are talking spoilers right now, and I don't want to ruin it for you. It was so good. It was so good. Pazuzu McGee, what's up? So Hayden, however you say her last name, Panettiere, but Kirby. So Kirby coming back in this one was kind of cool. So as far as the legacy characters moving on with Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, Hayden Panettiere, like there's not many left. They've killed most everybody else. Okay, yeah, Tiki. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Maybe if you see it before Monday, we'll talk about it a bit more on Monday on the EMAG show or something. But I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I think you're going to love it. The Scream 6 was so good. I loved it, and Master Chaos loved it. We both absolutely love it. So hopefully I'm not spoiling his thoughts or review. I don't know if he did a video yet or not. I honestly haven't had a chance to check. But so really from the older movies, before part 5, all you have left is Kirby, Gale, and Kirby, Gale, and oh my god, Nev Campbell's character. What is wrong with my brain? I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but anyways, let me get. I got it. I'm gonna do one more big warning right here before I keep going, because like I don't want to like deviate and lose track of what I'm saying. From here moving forward, I'm not going to warn you anymore about spoilers. Okay, so if you're here and you haven't, please forgive me, but we are talking Scream. We're going to do spoilers here. Okay, so yeah, moving forward with Scream into Scream 7, the only characters from Scream movies before part 5 is Sydney, Gale, and Kirby. Those are the only real 3 that are alive, right? So they can have or don't have to have the legacy characters for the franchise moving forward. I think they did a good enough job with this movie that they could carry on the franchise without the legacy characters. And I'll tell you, after Scream 5, I was like, man, I was so mad. I was done. I swore that I wouldn't go see this movie. I was like, you know what? I have no interest in it. I was so mad because of the passing the torch element in Scream 5. And this Scream 6 does ease the pain of part 5, because in 5 we established these new characters, and I hated the older sister so much. But Scream 6, she redeemed herself. As far as the character, the acting was still, but the character redeemed herself. And when I went in, I was like, please let him kill this character. Let him kill the older sister. And then, at some point during the movie, my opinion of that changed. And I was like, okay, no, I like her now. We're good. I'm good with her. We don't need to kill her. But anyways, when we start out in the movie, like kind of right off the bat with the kill, one of the actresses, the people that we saw, he was supposed to have like, this great cast again. And one of the actresses that we see right off the bat at the beginning of the movie here is Samara Weaving. And Samara Weaving is phenomenal, great actress in Mayhem and so many other things. She's a phenomenal actress, and we see her right off the bat sitting at a bar. And the one thing about this movie, that it didn't start like a typical Scream movie where a girl's alone in a house, and gets the phone call and then gets chased or whatever. But this time you got the girl alone in a bar, and then is, coerced out into this alleyway. and then she gets killed, which she's, you know, right at the beginning of the Scream movie, you expect that kill. And then the killer takes his mask off, and you're like, what? What? You can't reveal the killer right now. Like the movie just barely started. You can't reveal the killer right now. And then come to find out that killer wasn't the killer that we really needed to be worried about in this movie. So I love the way they did that. They threw us for a loop with having the like alternate killers at the beginning there. And then later in the film, they kind of explained why those guys were killers, and then why the eventual real killers needed to take care of them and needed to kill them. So that was pretty cool. I like the way it started, a little bit different. And the thing is, this movie took place in New York, so how appropriate to start it in like a nice bar restaurant kind of place with a dark alley and stuff. You know, like in New York City, you're thinking of that type of environment more than you're thinking of suburbia with houses and stuff. And they could have gone out to Queens or Brooklyn or something kind of way out there to suburbia, but it would never be quite like a true suburban area. The houses are still, in Queens and Brooklyn, still pretty close together, and they don't feel like where it's supposed to be in Northern California, right? Where the town is. And so for them to go to New York, it's a really different place. So I like that. I really liked how they incorporated New York. And then what we got with the teaser when they were on the subway, the explaining of why they were in the subway, and the reasoning for being on the subway and everything was cool. It wasn't like, oh, we're in New York, so we just got to be on a subway, or we're in New York, we got to be here, we got to be there. I felt like the story, everything that they did and what was going on, really fit and worked well together. And so I see there's several more comments here. Let me get to this here, catch up on some of the comments here, and then carry on with the conversation. But yeah, let me know, everybody, if you would hit the thumbs up button, and let me know if what your thoughts. Did you like it or did you not like it? Jude says passing the torch is such a bad move for Scream. It could have gone on and on with better writing and keep the main cast all alive. It could have. It very well could have. And every legacy character they kill off is so sad and frustrating. So I'm with you, Jude. I haven't seen Scream 6, but you're excited to see it. Already heard Scream 7 being filmed this year. Yeah, that was news that came out a few days ago that Scream 7 is in the works, and that is cool. And this is one thing that we should talk about too, with regards to the spoilers. There have been all these rumors and speculation about spoilers, and then everybody's like, oh, no spoilers, no spoilers. At one point, I did see something out there, and I don't know if the movie company or if it was just other people or whatever throwing false spoilers out to kind of still create the element of us not really knowing who the killers were or anything. The spoilers that I saw were for different killers. It was not the people that ended up being the killers. So I'm okay with that. And as far as I'm okay with that, as far as I didn't get spoiled and I was able to go in and enjoy the movie, and people that based on what I had seen that I thought were going to wind up being the killers, as they were getting attacked and killed, I was like, oh, okay. All right. So that was a good thing, but I was kind of worried because we had the character Mindy. I really don't care for Mindy, and I would have been good if they really killed her off. because, you know, again, we got the final four. We're keeping all four of them alive to the next movie. So we're having these four people from part 5, part 6, and part 7. We could have killed at least one or two of them, but we didn't need to keep them all alive. But the character Mindy, as far as the actress Jasmine Brown, I'm fine with her as an actress, but that character is a little bit annoying. And early in Scream 6, she gets her arm cut, and I thought it was going to be one of those fake wounds to make it appear as though she was a victim without really killing her, and that she was going to be one of the killers, because the spoilers that I had seen were showing that Mindy and Chad, the brother sister, and that Kirby were the three killers. Mindy, Chad, and Kirby. And so I don't know if that was just a decoy spoiler or what, but so I was kind of waiting and you know, going like, this is going to be a bummer when they are the killers. But being that they were not the killers, I was like, yes, this is cool. But as far as you know, the scenes where it took place, what was going on, you still had a party scene. It's a Scream movie. We got to have a party, right? And so they did it at a frat house in New York City. It worked. Them living in an apartment worked. Being close quarters to the guy across the way who they could put the ladder out, it worked. You know, not trusting that guy, us as the audience kind of going, well, maybe he's one of the killers. You know, that worked. They had enough cast to make us go like, maybe they're the killer, maybe they're the killer, maybe they're, you know, who knows. And it really worked, and I was happy. You know, toward the end of the movie, I can't say that I was like fully surprised at you know, the cop, what's his name, Dermot Mulrooney, who played Detective Bailey. I can't say that I was really surprised that he was one of the killers, because he, throughout the movie, was so dead set and questioning Kirby. And the way he like looked out when Kirby was leaving the office, the way he looked out and was like, you know, kind of like watching Kirby walk away, and, you know, was like, huh, are we supposed to think he doesn't trust her? Or are we supposed to think that he is not happy that she's here? So, and then the fact that we never saw Detective Bailey like on the phone with the Atlanta field office checking up on Kirby, the fact that we never actually saw that interaction made you question and go like, well, did he really? Was he lying? And then, of course, you find out, yeah, he was lying. And, you know, he was trying to set Kirby up to be killed, you know, by Sam and Tara. And so that was cool. The only, you know, and this is not a knock on the movie, because one thing that I feel about movies, we're not the writers. We get to like a movie, we get to dislike it. We don't get to say whether it's right or wrong. And, you know, like, you know, having like, you know, Kirby survive after being so badly wounded, having Gail survive after being so badly wounded. Like, how many, there was a lot of violence, a lot of blood, but there really weren't that many deaths. You know, if you think about it, the two guys at the beginning were killed, and then the one who we thought was getting killed was, gosh, what's her name? Quinn. We thought Quinn was getting killed, but she really wasn't killed. So, gosh, who else was killed? So we had Samara Weaving's character was killed. And that was Laura Crane. And then we thought Quinn was killed, but she wasn't. The two guys at the beginning were killed. And then the killers were killed. Was anybody else killed? I'm drawing a blank, but there weren't that many kills. And that was kind of surprising. For as much blood and everything as there was, to me, with the way, if they were going to kill Gail Weathers off, this was the time to do it. You know, like you thought she was going to get killed, and then she survived, and then, oh no, you thought she was going to get killed again. and then no, she's got a heartbeat still. So if this was the time to kill her off, like, you don't have Nev Campbell in this movie, we're ready to fully pass the torch and move on, that would have been the time to do it. But Courtney Cox, being one of the executive producers, obviously has enough say with the franchise to go like, you're not killing me off. And that's great, so we continue with the legacy of having Gale Weathers there, and I like that. But the character Mindy or Chad, both of them, were stabbed. For them to both survive, did we need that? I don't think we needed both of them to survive. And then the whole cameo with Skeet coming back as kind of the vision, the ghost, whatever that is it Sam is having. I'm worried because one of the things that I like about Scream is that it's not supernatural, it's not paranormal, it's not ghosts, it's not monsters. It's people being evil, and I like that. I just hope that at some point they don't transition the franchise to this paranormal, ghost thing where Sam's dad is really haunting her and making her become a killer or something. We don't need to incorporate paranormal stuff with this franchise here. It works the way it is. So her having these visions of her dad and stuff is fine. Her being crazy and delusional because of the murder she's witnessed and how she was almost killed, fine. But I hope we never take it to like a paranormal place where there's real ghosts or anything. I don't think the movie needs to go that route. But anyways, let me see here. Get caught up. A couple more comments here. Let's see. HowWeird, what's up? How you doing? Juno, what's up? Saw Scream 6 today, and it was a huge disappointment. They could have made Kirby the final girl. It would have been epic. Wasn't happy that the two annoying sisters stayed alive. Juno, so see, in part 5, I wanted those sisters dead. I mean, not necessarily Jenna Ortega, but Melissa Barrera, the character Sam, I wanted her dead. But she grew on me in this one, and I liked her. And Juno, you are the first one that I've heard that has not liked this. Everybody else that I've talked to has liked it. If I'm not speaking out of turn, Wet Movie 1 thought it was okay, not the greatest Scream ever. Master Chaos and I both loved it, but I haven't heard anybody have negative thoughts on it yet. So that's interesting. Music Connection and more. What's up? The crazy opening, Kirby returning, and the brutal kills are the highlights. But it just made you feel when you watch Halloween Kills, the story sucked, but the kills are the highlights. Okay, interesting. I liked the story in the sense that they wanted to get away. They wanted to go be in New York, complete opposite coast. They wanted to be far away from the killers as possible. I do like how there was, the social media buzz about was Sam the killer and everybody being mad at Sam. And then you find out later that, really the killers were the one that started that rumor to give, to give them an out, at the end. If they were successful in killing Sam and Tara, they could have left and nobody would have thought that they were the real killers. Because they wanted to set it up and make Sam look like she was crazy and killed her sister and everybody else. So I liked how they did that, with the story, made her out to be the bad guy. It worked. It was plausible, and I thought it worked. And then the idea that, the revealing of the false, he really killed Samara Weaving's character at the beginning. But the two roommates that wanted, and they were plotting to be stab killers, the fact that they were revealed and then killed was kind of cool. The story, it kept moving. And the one thing, the inconsistent part with, I think, with 5 and 6 is Tara and her kind of resistance to her sister. Their sister was never part of her life. She was mad at her sister at the beginning of part 5, and then they grew close at the end of part 5. And then the beginning of part 6, she's mad at her sister. Sister won't get off her back, you know, because sister's being overprotective and everything. And then at the end, they grew close again. That to me, like, I understand why she would have been mad or whatever, but the whole like, oh, get off my back, you got to leave me alone and everything, a little soon for the killing supposedly happening just a year before. For that, I thought they could have went different, but again, I didn't write the story. But one thing, there were some very funny moments in this movie, and I think with the Scream franchise, you have to have the funny moments. Like at the very end, when Sam and Tara are sitting there, and or they had, you know, just killed the Detective Bailey, and you know, Tara, right? Yeah, Jenna Ortega, Tara looks over at Sam and says, "Nice." So, and forgive me if I keep getting their names backwards or anything, but yeah, Jenna Ortega looks over at Melissa Barrera and is like, "Nice." I was like, that was amazing. I was like, that was perfect. It would have almost been better if she would have been like, "Nice," you know, but that was a very funny moment. There were some other funny moments. I enjoyed it. And you know, I'm 36 minutes into this live now. I don't want to go all night long with the live and make people not want to click on it. So I'm probably going to keep it to an hour here tonight. So we'll dive into, you know, some more of your thoughts and comments here. But just a recap on my thoughts. I really liked it. Give it an 8 out of 10. Nev Campbell not being there and Melissa Barrera's acting kind of made it frustrating. Otherwise, I loved it. The theater where they had all the Scream memorabilia, the masks, the knives, all that stuff. You figured that kind of helped. You knew it was going to be a cop or FBI person who was involved with the killing. And so that really set up Kirby and Detective Bailey to be, you know, one of them at least, if not both, to be in on the killings. Because how did they get all that, you know, the you know, what do you call it? The stuff that, you know, the cops take from the crime scene, the evidence and all that. How did they get all that stuff to put it in that theater? So that's pretty cool. And then tying in to where it was, you know, Melissa Barrera, Sam's, where it was the boyfriend, the killer from part 5, to where this was his family that was out for revenge for her. And Master Chaos mentioned something to me, and it's kind of like this is the dad getting revenge for his son being killed, where like part 2, it was the mom getting revenge for her son being killed. So it kind of, they did kind of take a bit of the theme from part 2 and incorporate that into this, but it worked. It was fine. You know, it gave the killers a proper MO. They really had a reason to kill, not like, oh, I want to be famous, you know, like, you know, Sydney tried to kill me, but I survived. No, it gave them a real reason to want to kill her. And I like that. And then wanting to kill her in the place where, you know, the ex-boyfriend, what was his name in Scream 5, the boyfriend who was the killer. I forget his name. What is this? BD Scream. IMDb is getting so bad. They're having, some like fan films and garbage and stuff on here now. That's not cool. Richie, sorry. To have the dad and the siblings want to kill Tara and Sam, where in the place that Richie had created because he loved those movies so much, was pretty cool too. So as far as the story goes, I really liked it. I really liked it. Cody liked it too. Very nice. That's cool. Glad to hear it. That fall kill on the ladder was tense, right? Yeah, that one, you know, when she was being shook on the ladder, you know, you're like, she's dead. She should have been dead anyways, because she took a knife through the abdomen. The fact that they had her survive and trying to crawl across was a bit much for me. So I kind of knew. I was like, yeah, this chick is dead. She is not making it across that ladder. So that was cool. Yeah, and the way she fell, hit her face on the dumpster. That was cool. Yeah, 5 kills total. Yeah, it seemed because there was so much blood and violence. It seemed like there was more kills, but there just wasn't. Chad should have been killed off. Dude got stabbed like 20 times, right? See, and that's the thing. Like, I know, and that's with Gail in every movie. Gail gets stabbed a bunch. She always gets like right to the edge of death and then survives. That's fine for Gail because that is a running theme throughout the franchise. But to have that with Chad, that was a bit much. I think they should have let him go. They should have killed him off. This movie and ending was a joke. Balzer didn't care for it. And Balzer, so Balzer and Wet Movie 1 and Master Chaos and a couple other people had sent messages where I could see they were starting to give their thoughts on Scream. And I was like, I'm not reading that. I'm going away from it. I don't like up into going into the movie. And I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I come out and I go like, hey, watch my videos where I talk about what I think about Scream, but at least I'm giving you a warning here. I didn't put in the thumbnail how I really felt about it. But in general, and it's nothing against anybody, I want to go into a movie and form my own opinion. When I hear bad things about it, sometimes you get in that like, oh man, this is going to suck. And then if it's not good, then you feel real bad about it. So I was like, I don't want to hear anybody's thoughts. And I'm in a group chat with Master Chaos and some other folks. And Master Chaos was like, hey, I just got out of the movie. And this was like Thursday. Can I say what I think? And I was like, I'm done reading that chat until I see it. So I like to go in raw and not knowing. So but I remember seeing at the beginning or something, Balzer, in your comments that you weren't too thrilled with it. I'll say this: after 5, I hated 5. I hated 5, like hated. And even watching it again recently with Fluffy, I still hated it. But after watching this, I really like this, and it makes me hate 5 a little bit less. Like still 5 still has its issues, but I really like this movie so much. This was, to me, they fully redeemed the franchise because I was like, man, this franchise is going off the rails. I do not like passing of the torch movies, and so. But here's the thing: at least with in the world of Scream, because we know Scream movies, they always analyze the horror genre and they say, well, this is how horror movies are supposed to work. And so, like it or not, passing the torch movies are a thing now. And so for them to embrace the passing of the torch movies at the end of 5, I feel a little bit better about that. As much as I hate the passing of the torch and I don't want the legacy characters killed, I feel a little bit better about it now after kind of digesting it all with the new one with Scream 6. So you think it's in her head and wasn't meant to be paranormal. Yeah. And so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they stick with that because, hey, as much as having Skeet back in the movies is great, I don't want it to get like paranormal. The convenience store scene was awesome. Ghostface and the shotgun, right? No. So, and what I love too was like, in the teasers, you didn't really know. You saw the subway car scene. You saw that the convenience store, liquor store scene. And you don't know at what point those are going to show up in the movie. And I'm glad that scene was that epic, but it wasn't like the finale or anything. They didn't give us the finale. And in the teasers, they didn't really give us any of that theater with like that was turned into the Scream or Stab shrine there. So they didn't give us that. So, but those scenes were great. And then you're sitting there going like, well, how are these girls going to get out of this? And, it worked out. Ghostface in general, because typically they are not like a professional killer. It's somebody who's a copycat killer or whatever. So sometimes Ghostface gets beat up pretty good. So the idea that the two sisters pushed over the shelf and knocked down Ghostface and then Ghostface got out of there, plausible. plausible. In other movies, I would have been like, that was cheesy. They made it too easy for him to get out. But that kind of worked. They were hiding behind the thing, push it over, run out. Okay, great. That worked. But that scene was phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Did it live up to Wes Craven's standards? So for this movie, and that actually crossed my mind as I was sitting there watching the end credits. I was thinking to myself, part 5, you could tell Wes Craven, was obviously not involved with that film. And it just felt like a different movie. This movie felt like part 5. It felt like different filmmakers than Wes Craven, but it felt like Scream. So, where part 5 was like, oh, we're trying to rip Scream apart and keep the franchise without keeping, the history, the legacy, the nostalgia. We want the name, but we don't want, the history. This felt like, okay, we are embracing the history of the franchise, which it really, really does, because as you watch it, the idea that they said, we're going to go back through each killer, and then you're going like, well, how are they getting the DNA from these dead people on these masks? And then you find out, because that was the real mask that they supposedly wore, in that particular movie. So the way they were counting down to the original Scream, going back through history and honoring that, I liked it. I thought that was great. I think Wes Craven would have been happy with this one. My opinion, I don't think Wes Craven would have been happy with 5. So this was good. The scene we find out that Chad survived, it was laughable. What? No, Codebreaker, I'm with you. When we see Chad come by, it's like, come on, bro. Like, come on. It is okay to kill people. And that's, it's funny. Sitting there watching the trailers for the other movies that were coming out, and one is Evil Dead Rise. I'm very much looking forward to Evil Dead Rise, but they keep focusing on this little kid. And I hope the kid does not ruin Evil Dead 5. Because I am just sick and tired of horror movies that put little kids in, but they're afraid to kill the little kids. If you don't want to make everybody a potential victim, if the kids are going to be safe, don't put the kids in the movies. Just don't. Either that or kill them. It's fine. They're kids. They're human beings too. It's a movie. It's a movie. And I hope, because, and I worry too. I wonder about this, and I worry about this. The state of the world right now. Well, we can't kill little kids. Can't kill little kids. Just can't do it. And there were some themes in part 5 and part 6 where you notice now, and this franchise has obviously caved to Hollywood's cancel culture. Like it or not, there is a serious cancel culture in Hollywood. You got even people that you would not expect complaining about cancel culture have been complaining about cancel culture in Hollywood. So one of the things that is just very apparent in this movie is that almost every relationship is interracial, which is fine. No problem with that. The fact that we can't kill little kids, fine. Okay with that. But has cancel culture gone so far that we can't kill somebody because they're black? Is that why we had to save Chad at the end? Because of skin color? I hope not. I really hope not. So, because the whole like, the black guy's always the first one to die in movies and stuff. Or the bimbo blonde is the first one to die, which we can still do that apparently. I hope that's not the case. But I just don't understand why we needed to keep his character alive. I just don't understand. He dies. Jenna Ortega's character is traumatized. It gives you a little more juice, a little more meat for for part 7. His character survives. You know, like, I mean, how many times do you have to be stabbed to actually die? And I get it. Here's the thing with the Scream franchise, like they say, you got to shoot them in the head. They're never dead. You know, like at the end of this one, how funny, you know, the same TV that was used to kill, was it Matthew Lillard? Was it Billy? Who killed, who was one the TV was used to kill in the original Scream movie? But that same TV is used to kill the killer at the roommate at the end of this movie. So that was kind of cool, you know, supposedly same TV and all that. But throughout Scream, they've always said you have to shoot them in the head unless they're dead. So, I mean, does that apply to the killers and the victims? I would imagine. I mean, if you have to stab somebody 52 times and they still don't die, if the killers aren't going to die, then why should the victims die too? So, you know, I don't know, but I just hope that these things are not because of like a Hollywood cancel culture right now, and things have to be certain ways so we don't risk offending people. And I don't know. I just when I saw him alive, I was like, oh man, that was kind of disappointing. And maybe the more I think about that, I'm still my rating is still at 8. But that, yeah, him being alive was stupid. It's like, oh, come on, you know, come on. I saw from the trailer there was Easter egg from other Scream movies. Hamburger Time. No, you're right. And one thing with the Scream movies, they all reference the other Scream movies. So, you know, it's that's kind of to be expected with this franchise. This kind of really makes sense. This kind of really makes it to where Scream ending with filming Scream 4 and 5 is a revisit to the main characters have on to make them appear older in real life. Okay, Judah, let me read that again because I'm not following you. This really kind of makes it to where Scream ending with filming Scream 4 and 5 is a revisit to where the main characters have to make on to make them appear older than in real life. Well, if I get your point, I don't know, because one good thing about Scream, the franchise, is that the movies take place when they took place. The original Scream is supposedly like what, 96, right? The first 3 movies are in the late 90s. Then Scream 4 is like 2011, and then Scream 5 is last year. Scream 6 is this year. So I think their aging has all been appropriate. I think it's all been fine. I've never called that into question at all. Dewey death in Scream 5 still made me upset. And he sadly missed in Scream 6, and Nev Campbell is sitting missing as well. Yes, no, they're both missing, that's for sure. But you know, killing off Dewey, okay, fine. So we're bringing in Hayden Panettiere, however you say her name. I don't know why I cannot, you know, pronounce her name. But you know, we're bringing her as now kind of the goofy cop to replace Dewey. And oh, come on, I don't want to read it. And so you know, having Kirby there as their replacement was kind of nice, because that was kind of a legacy character or whatever. That's good. But you know, Nev Campbell not being there, I thought for her not being there, they did her justice. I was just happy they didn't kill her off. 5 and 6 are still way better than 3. 7 out of 10 for you. Wow. Okay. How weird. So for me now, I guess that's something I should talk about in this. My rating for the movies in this franchise, I will say 1 is my favorite of all of them. Then 2, then 4, then 6, then 3, then 5. 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5. That would be my putting them in order from favorite to least favorite. Scream is over. 1 to 3 were the mains. 4 was this reboot I worked on. Scream 6 set as a side job. Scream 4 was already, then Wes Craven died, which was a shock. Yeah, Jude. Yeah, Oh, you worked on Scream 4. That's cool. Okay. Very cool. Let's see. I'd rather watch Scream 3 over Scream 6. Don't care what hate it gets. I love watching Scream 3. Very entertaining film. I like Scream 3. Don't get me wrong. The only movie in this franchise that I don't like is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I like them all. But 5, that's still, I'm still, that's, it still makes me mad. Let's see here. The one that ripped the name from the franchise was the MTV show. Okay, maybe I missed another comment there. Let's see here. Yeah, would you be on with you kill the kids? Right? If you're going to put them in the movie, make them victims. Kill them. They're people, their kids don't have the skill sets to survive like adults would anyway. So that, you would think they would die. Like, yeah, it gets frustrating. So, yeah, that's why I either don't put them in or kill them. Question: why don't we all just cancel culture? I mean, the old saying goes by live by the sword, die by the sword, right? No, you're 100% right. But unfortunately, Music Connection, being that we are not the ones making these movies, the people that are making these movies are subject to the executives. Like, you want the money to make this movie, here's some criteria you have to follow. And that is a issue in Hollywood right now. Film companies want certain things for whatever reasons, and it's entirely up to them. So, and Master Chaos could tell you firsthand, his movie Headless Horseman that he made last year, after he finished it, he had to go back and change some things because the studio said, we don't want that. We want it different. And I'm not even going to get into all that. If he ever talks about it, wants to talk about it, that's on him. But his movie, in my opinion, would have been way better the way he made it until the studio said, nope, can't do this. And then he had to go change it. So unfortunately, the studios do have that influence, and they are able to control what's canceled and what will get you canceled. So why don't we all just okay, anyways, enough about cancel culture. I hate in horror movies now when they put in woke, political, and cancel. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, we'll move on from that topic. Hey, OGP, Scream 1 through 6, rate the movies. Oh, how funny. I hadn't seen your comment, but there you go. So Juno is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. So basically in order. I was hearing from Scream 1 was gonna, Sue from Scream 1 was gonna come back in 6. There, and there was even a reference in this movie that was it Matthew Lillard that they referenced was like possibly going to come back or something? I don't know, but I can't remember who it was that they referenced. I've just seen it once. I'll probably watch this. I don't know that I'll go back to the theater and watch it again, but I do want to watch it again and make some more notes, specific about the movie. But this was like, okay, I just got out of the theater. I want to talk about it. Well, it's fresh in my mind. I'm feeling it and everything. And it's tough coming in going like, I'm not going to do spoilers for the first few minutes, then get into spoilers and then worrying about people being spoiled and stuff. It's made it a little tough. But so forgive me for kind of fumbling a little bit. Way Up Dude. What's up, Way Up Dude? What's the difference between a hooker and a drug dealer? A hooker can wash her crack and resell it. That's hilarious, Way Up Dude. That is hilarious. And yeah, that it is very true. It is very true. Hooker can wash her crack and resell it. But I wonder, do they always actually wash the crack before they resell it? My thought would be probably not. But it's very true. It's very true and very funny. Way Up Dude. Very funny. My ranking worst to best. Okay, worst is 5, then 6, then 2, 4, 3, 1. Wow. Okay, so 3 is your second favorite. Okay, interesting, Juno. Very interesting. Right on. So, anyways, one other thing that I did want to mention with this Scream 6 was, did anybody catch the murder party reference in this movie? This movie here, Murder Party, you know, Scream, the franchise, is famous for referencing other horror movies. The killer in this one, who was, gosh, what was his character's name? So he was like the roommate, Ethan Landry, who was played by Jack Champion. Ethan Landry at the party, at the beginning of the movie, they're at the party, and he's wearing this weird cardboard Halloween costume. And there it is. I'm trying, nope, get it to where you can actually see it. The light's not great right now. But that right there, he was wearing that hat from Murder Party. Murder Party, if you have not seen Murder Party, it is a movie. And oh, here's a better image of, God, it's still so hard to see it, but there he is in that cardboard hat. That's the costume that Ethan wore in Scream 6 to that like costume party. And Murder Party is a story about a guy, kind of a loner in New York, who likes going to this video store, renting movies, going home and watching movies. And every Halloween, he has this thing where he rents horror movies, goes home, watches horror movies with his cat. And then this one Halloween, he finds like this, like kind of like golden ticket thing, invitation to a party. And he ends up taking the ticket. He doesn't have a costume, and he's like, oh, this is cool. I can actually go to a Halloween party instead of staying home by myself. He takes a ticket, tries to figure out a costume. He does, which he doesn't have, so he makes one out of cardboard, and then he goes to this party. And that's as much as I'm going to say about Murder Party. Takes place in New York. The locations are cool. The story's cool. The acting is good. The effects are good. I really like Murder Party. It's an indie film put out by Magnet Films, the Lab of Madness, maybe the production company. But this says, and on the back it says Napoleon Dynamite meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And that's a pretty accurate description, because this guy is kind of a doofus like Napoleon Dynamite. But it's just a phenomenal movie. Murder Party. If you have not seen it, they reference it in Scream 6 in his Halloween costume. And I really, really recommend you check out Murder Party. It might be available. Murder Party might be available on Tubi. Let me pull up Tubi real quick and see if Murder Party's on there. Because it's good. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend you check out Murder Party. Especially, it's now very relevant after watching Scream 6. It's very relevant. Okay, I don't see Murder Party on Tubi, so I don't know where you would be able to watch it. But Murder Party, totally recommend it. Totally recommend it. In fact, I'm curious. Let's see on a rating. And look at this. Early ratings on IMDb for Scream 6. Give it a 7.4 out of 10. A 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb is a good rating. I'm going to look up Murder Party and see what Murder Party's rating is on here. And Murder Party came out in 2007. And its rating is a 5.8 out of 10, but it only has, oh no, it says it has 12,000 reviews. But I disagree with that. It's much better than that. So now I'm going to go look on Rotten Tomatoes. Very curious. What are the early results for Scream 6? Scream 6 is at 75. I rate it 8 out of 10, so it's a little bit lower than what I rate it, but a 75 is a pretty good score. Now let's see what Murder Party is. Murder Party. Can't be right. Let's see. Okay. Murder Party. The only 6 like professionals have reviewed Murder Party, and they all gave it a 100. The tomato score is a 100 for Murder Party. The audience score is a 57, but I recommend it. So the 57 is very much in line with the IMDb rating, but Murder Party, it's phenomenal. Oops, I think it is a very underrated horror movie. It's just so good. It's so good. So definitely recommend that. So let's see here. Music Connection. I was surprised they brought back your celebrity crush, Hayden, after her death scene in Scream 4, right? And that's where they referenced in I'm trying to remember when that scene was. I have to watch the movie again to really be able to figure that out. But they referenced Stewart, right? Were they saying that maybe Stewart was still alive? I think it was Stewart that they referenced in there was still alive. You have Murder Party, DT DVD. I bought. Oh, Dollar Tree, yeah, because it was at Dollar Tree. Correct, yes. Yet to watch it. Well, hey, I think you'll enjoy it, Jude. You ought to check it out. It is very good. So, but yeah, I think in Scream 6, somebody says like, oh, what is like Stewart gonna be alive or something? There was some reference to that in there. But anyways, I really enjoyed Scream 6. I really enjoyed it. And I think if you haven't seen it, you ought to go see it. And my thoughts on the opening of Scream 6, Juno, I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I love the actress there. Hang on, let me get back here so I can get her name right. So Samara Weaving played Laura Crane there at the beginning. She's in the bar. She gets, drawn into this alley and stuff. I thought that scene was fine. I liked it. Samara Weaving is a phenomenal actress. One of my very favorite actresses. If you have not seen Ready or Not, that's one where she's in this house and this family has to kill her before the night's over. Phenomenal movie. Ready or Not is absolutely amazing. And she was also great in she's been a lot. The Babysitter, she was great in that, and in Mayhem. And she was also in 3 episodes of Ash versus Evil Dead. But I could tell you, her track record between Mayhem, The Babysitter, Scream 6 now, and Ready or Not, she is phenomenal. And I thought she did great. The killer was great. The way the killer took the mask off and threw us all for a loop, I thought was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. So I think we're not going to, like I said, I don't want to go too long because I want people to feel like, they can click on this and watch it and not have it be like an all day thing. But anyways, just to recap again, Scream 6, I loved it. Where I put it in hey, Pro Retro Hunter, what's going on, homeboy? Did you get that new job? So yeah, no, and Juno, to each their own, 100%. Yes. That's the one thing that I love, and I will never hate on anybody for liking or disliking movies. I love hearing everybody's opinion on it. Side note, did you get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on 4K? It looks amazing. I have not, but I have in a pipeline some cool stuff coming down the road that I think I'm going to be getting some screeners, and I think that might be one of them that I'll be getting, maybe a different type of variant here in the near future. So I have not gone out and bought it yet. Okay. Hey, and so just FYI, if you message me, like I'll get to you, message, I'll try and get as soon as I can. I have removed my messenger from my phone because I've been getting bombarded. So if you guys are messaging me and you're not getting responses, understand that my messenger has been removed because with the channel right now and some folks, I just get too many messages, and it's just too consuming. I just don't have the time. I would love to have the time chat with all of you. But that's what we do here. That's it when we're live and stuff. That's what we do, and we chat. But dude, I'll look for your message on the computer here. So yeah, hit me up. I'll check it out. I'm curious to hear. Hopefully things are going well. Got the new job. Things are going well for you. But yeah, the instant messenger stuff. HowWeird? Yes, 100%. You're good. It's the Facebook Messenger that's. So yeah, no, by all means. And HowWeird, you 100,000,000% are not the problem. So I just, it's funny. Like the other night, I was telling everybody, oh, don't comment twice to enter EMAG. And then some bot or somebody with a supercomputer out there started recreating everybody's account and entering everybody twice. So it's just getting tough because, it's getting so easy to kind of create fake accounts or hack accounts and stuff like that. So, and then, some people just, they either don't have much going on in life and they have all day to chat, or they don't have boundaries and don't understand, like that I have a life. Hanging out on YouTube is a lot of fun and everything, but man, I got a family, I got things going on, I got a lot of things going on, so not always available to chat. So I just gave up on it. We could chat here. So but anyways, to everybody that are not the problem, please understand, know that I love you, and it's not you all at all. It is just a few that just blow me up. So I couldn't deal with it. And so Facebook Messenger app gone. But anyways, recapping the movie again here. I give it an 8 out of 10. Melissa Barrera's acting still suspect a little bit, and not having Nev. Those are my two big issues with the movie. Yeah, the goofiness with Chad being alive at the end, didn't need to do that. I love all the references to the other horror movies and the other Scream movies. I thought the movie was fun. The pacing was good. The story was good. Locations were good. The character development, the MO, everything. Like, there was reasons for everything. And that's when you watch a movie and you're like, why is this happening? I don't understand why this is happening. That stuff gets frustrating. You need a good story. You can't just have kills like the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that was on Netflix. It was an abomination. It was a piece of crap because there was no reason for so many things going on. So many things didn't make sense, and it was just garbage. You could say, oh, the kills were great. But I don't care about that. If I don't have a good story, screw. You could have the greatest special effects in the history of the world. If the story is stupid, I don't want nothing to do with it. And that new Texas Chainsaw Massacre story was beyond stupid. This story really, to me, flowed. Everything was justified. There was a reason for it. I really liked it. I thought it was great, and I wanted to come on. I was like, well, do I walk out of the theater and record a video and then put it up, or do I come and just kind of chat and hang out for a while? And I thought, you know what, I'll go chat and hang out for a while, have the live stream, and remind everybody that this is the video here. Once I'm done, once I go off the air, that's when you're going to want to come back on, comment down below, #EMAG, and give me your thoughts on the Scream. And you can let me know, Scream 6, do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Or, let me know your favorite Scream, the order of your favorite movies. For me, 1, 2, 4. I might change that. 1, 2, at this point, I'm saying 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5 is my order. But man, I might even be at the point where, it might be 1, 2, 4, and 6 are kind of tied, then 3, then 5. It's tough. Definitely 1 and 2 are still my favorites, but 6 was great. They did a good job. They saved the franchise after a terrible part 5. So that's what I got to say about that. Hey, just ordered the popcorn bucket from Cinemark, but now they also have the cups, a 2-pack for $23 and change, and also added Ghostface plush for $17. Yeah, I like that stuff's cool, but I don't need it. I don't need it. I gotta change this now that like I'm almost done here. This is like this lighting situation is driving me nuts. Oh, here you go. Now you can kind of see me there a little bit better. But yeah, that other stuff is cool, but we got to pick what we spend money on, and so to me, that's just like I'll be happy with my ghost face up here. Ash Williams, what's up? What's up? Oh, you've only seen 1 and 3. Pro Retro Hunter, highly recommend going and binging the franchise. It is worth it. Hashtag Evil Dead. Yes, you know what? The Evil Dead Rise movie coming out next month looks good. Even that trailer, it looks pretty good. Seeing like they focused a little too much on the kid in that trailer, and I don't really like that. I'm a little worried, but it looks good. I just hope that kid doesn't influence the movie too much, you know, or the fact that they have a kid in it. Bruce Wayne, what up, Bruce Wayne? But yeah, with that being said, I think we'll wrap it up. Unless anybody else has any questions, comments, thoughts that you want to throw out there, I think we'll go ahead and wind up the video here. But definitely recommend it. You got to go see, gotta go see Scream 6. Totally recommend it. Let's see. Scream 6 on pre-order on Voodoo for $20. Wow, that's cool. For me, I like physical. I will wind up getting a physical copy of it to put with my other movies there. But Bruce Wayne, if you're not going to go see it in the theater, I would, check it out as soon as you can. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, if they're on Netflix, I don't know. Yeah, dude, I don't know if they're like where you could watch them or whatever. But whenever you get a chance, whenever you run across them, I'd give them a shot. Like in order to prepare myself for Scream 6, within the last month, I binged watched the entire franchise again just to be ready. And kind of like Saw X coming out later this year. I will, binge all the Saw movies before going into that. Let's see here. Robert C. See you Monday. Yes, Robert, have yourself a wonderful weekend, a wonderful rest of your weekend, and definitely see you Monday. We got to do it. So make sure come back after I go, after the live stream ends, and comment your hashtag EMAG to get your entry in. Ghostbusters versus Evil Dead. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. This last Ghostbusters movie has me feeling the same way I felt about Scream 5. I did not like that Ghostbusters at all. But we'll see with Evil Dead. We'll see. I hope it's not like the new Ghostbusters meets Evil Dead kind of thing. That would be frustrating. I've been following. It's been fun joining the Scream 6 review stream. That's cool. You enjoyed Scream 6. You have a good night. Well, Juno, you have a good night too. Yeah. Sorry you didn't care for it, and it's disappointing. So many people are coming out really happy with it, but they're not going to get. Not everybody's going to like it. Yeah. So Juno, you have yourself a good night. Let's see. Black Friday Scream 6. $10 to $15 for physical. Jude Boy, and that's when it comes out on 4K, we'll see. I'd kind of like if they release like the copy that they released for part 5. I like when they kind of look the same, like the Halloween, the Shout Factory Halloween movies. So I kind of like if it looks the same, I might even buy it ahead of then before it goes on sale, just to have that matching kind of copy there. Scream 4 is a solid 100 for you. Oh, nice. Yeah, Scream 4 is a great one. It is a great one. And I know a lot of people rate Scream 4 above Scream 2. But I for me, it's definitely 1, 2, then 4 and 6, are up there together. 6 was great. I just really enjoyed it. I was going to see it in 3D after Cinestalker's review. He recommended the 2D version. Okay. I have not seen anybody's reviews, anybody else's thoughts. I don't know what anybody else thinks about this movie. Aside from getting out of it, I had text message with Web Movie One and text message with Master Chaos to talk to them about it. But that's it. Other than that, I don't know what anybody else thinks about the movie. Aside from hearing, what I heard the other people in the theater that were leaving the theater talking about. And if you go see it, if you haven't seen it yet, you got to stay all the way to the end to that epic post-credit scene there. Which was a very funny, epic post-credit scene. Don't forget to move your clocks. Time changes tonight, Jeff Hill. That is 100% correct. Yes, that's, it happens at what, 2 a.m.? It automatically becomes 3 a.m., right? So that's still 2 hours and 39 minutes away here. But I think on the East Coast, it already has jumped, right? On the East Coast, it already is now 3:31 in the morning. It was better than all of the female Ghostbusters. Then the all-female Ghostbusters. Yes. That all-female Ghostbusters is bad. There's a couple funny little moments in it and stuff, but that is a horrible movie. The new one, I agree, was the new one pissed me off, man. That new movie pissed me off because it was like, it wasn't Ghostbusters. It was like Stranger Things. It wasn't Ghostbusters at all. So I don't know. I hate them both. I don't know which is worse. I just hate them both. Off topic, does anyone know where I could find the old Bela Lugosi Dracula film and the old Universal Monsters movie? That's a good question. Music Connection, I would check ziarecords.com. I'm not sure if it's ziarecords.com, but Zia Records that we always go to in Vegas, and they have a bunch of locations in Arizona. Zia Records sells a lot of movies online. You can buy them and they will ship them to you. Scream 6 just made 19 million. Scream 5 this time only had 13. Yeah, I think it's getting a lot of hype for the right reasons. It's good, and people are going back to see it multiple times. It's 3:22. Yep, it's already changed. Look at that. Yep. Time change is happening. It's going to be weird. It's going to be staying light longer. And who knows? They keep talking about changing it up to where we don't have time change anymore. So you never know. This might be the last one. We might go into daylight savings because they're talking about leaving it at daylight savings. So this time change might be the last one ever. Who knows? I don't think it'll happen. I think we'll still continue changing time because when you change your clocks, you're supposed to check your batteries and your smoke detectors. And so I think they're still going to want us to change our time so we remember to check our smoke detectors because the government believes we are stupidos. So that's how I feel about that. But I would be happy. We don't need to change time anymore. I'd be happy if it went away. Let's see here. Yeah, but what do you expect from a new Ghostbusters movie? The original cast is getting old. Yeah, no, that's true. But don't advertise it as Ghostbusters then. Advertise it as, make it something else. You could call it like what they did with, the Jigsaw movie with Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock. You could say From the Book of Saw. You could say like From the Book of Ghostbusters, from the Ghostbusters universe, or you could call it Ghostbusters grandkids, like something like that. But it was basically a little cameo from the original Ghostbusters. So I hated it. And they don't have to be, the Ghostbusters didn't have to be the ones out there battling the ghosts, but they still had to be in it more, and they weren't enough. There you go. Walmart still has Universal Dracula movies. No change in Arizona. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Arizona. And there's a couple states, Arizona and maybe Hawaii, or Hawaii might be changing now. I can't remember. But there was a couple states that changed time, or that do not. But Arizona definitely one of them. Music Connection and more. It's still 1:24 here in Texas. Well, hey, hold on to your socks because 36 minutes from now, you're going to be jumping to 3 o'clock. It's going to be crazy. It's a wild, wild ride, a crazy experience to sit there and look at your clock, go 1:59, 3. But and then you fall back asleep. Ghostface will return in Avengers Gang Dynasty, right? Right? That's probably what's going to happen, Josh. You're probably right. We're going to get so off the rails here. Jew Boyk is in Michigan. So, yeah. So, Michigan, yep, you're probably already at 3:30 in the morning there. Yeah, I guess so. But I like it for what it was. But I'm already a big fan of Stranger Things. See, and I like Stranger Things. Didn't have a problem with Stranger Things. But didn't want Ghostbusters to be Stranger Things. So, but anyways, everybody, I'm out. I'm going to take off. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. I got an EMAG video coming Monday. Then Wednesday, I have an unboxing video. I got a box from my main man, 80s Monster Kid, sent me a box that I have unboxed, and it is epic. That video will come out Wednesday with next week's EMAG instructions. So this video right here, I'm going to log off right now. As soon as I log off, come back on and see the comment section, the regular comment section. Type in your hashtag EMAG to get entered in Monday's video, okay? Do that for me. Do that for yourself so you can have a chance to win. And have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Go see Scream 6 if you haven't. It was amazing. Take care, everybody. See you Monday.